let me lean in so we can have this heavy conversation. Can we truthfully have a conversation about how the word friend is extremely overused on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Come on back, let's have this heavy conversation because it's what? Time to talk about these heifers. What's going on, heavy hitters? Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome back. Man, again, thank you guys so much for joining me for the journey and getting those subscriptions up. Appreciate you big time. Baby, listen. It's time for a heavy conversation. Y'all be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Let the algorithm know that you support your boy. You support the heavy hitter and you support heavy hitter media. So we start off the episode with Drew meeting with a producer by the name of Rage. Rage likes to wear shades inside, which has always been just really baffling to me. However, maybe he has jaundice or something. I don't know. He got big bug eyes. So she meets with Rage. They're talking about this music video that she wants to create to push her music because it's this new song that Ralph co-produced. Has about 30,000 streams. So she feels that if she makes a video, that it will help push it and get it a little more steam behind it and make it more mainstream. Well, they start running down her resume and she says that she was in the original Step Up, and Rage is like, what? What's that? The original Step Up with Magic Mike, the white dude. Anyway, they start talking about the male lead and he's like, well, is your husband going to be fine enough? He didn't say that literally, but that's what he meant. Is he fine enough? We needs to be buff. Your male lead needs to be sexy. Have you seen Ralph? That egghead bastard is sexy as a mother. Insert picture here. However, later on, we do see down the line, this picture, he's still fine, got a very nice thick shape. He's not as toned as he was, but that man is sexy. He crazy as all get out, but that man is sexy. Anyway, they said they're going to get a new lead, and pretty much that's it, child. This was just a real filler. Let's be clear. Drew has a very nice voice. But girl, making a video for a song that is about 30,000 streams may work for you, or it may not work for you, which I'm leaning towards this way, that it won't. Because you need to build up a fan base. Put some music on YouTube. Just produce music, build up a community, build up supporters, build up fans before you go spend money on a video. That may not benefit this song that only has 30,000 streams. This is pretty much just a real filler part. Sanya and Sheree are doing cryotherapy, and they think it's a good idea. Naturally, Sanya being the athlete that she is, she's done it in the past. She asks Sheree, has she done it? She's like, oh girl, yes, because Sheree likes to work out. So as they are getting robed up and beginning to start the process of cryotherapy, whatever that shit is, freezing their asses off, they make conversation that Rihanna has mentioned She by Shein. I'm sorry, She by She don't really do it. She by Sheree. I laugh at that because, girl, you have Rihanna mentioning your product, but it ain't moving. Because I don't think nobody is spending, insert picture here. I don't think nobody's spending $82 on Who Gonna Check Me Boo t-shirt. Sheree, you have got to, who is your team? Because you got to be doing this bullshit over there by yourself. Because who in the hell is spending the money for what you are charging for these Walmart, Amazon, Temu, She by Shein, eBay level of clothing that you're over there in this warehouse that's wrinkled as hell, that you're doing mass production? Girl, you are buying Walmart jogging sets, throwing a star up on it and calling it She by Sheree. Girl, you a con artist if not one. We understand why they say you didn't graduate from middle school, because girl, your level of thinking is on that level, middle school. So, they are having the conversation and they bring up Beat the Bomb. Courtney's in. Y'all are really trying to push Courtney on us. Y'all are really trying to push Courtney on us. Courtney has really become more subdued because I think she realized I came in too hot. I went for y'all don't like to, for those that don't believe it, y'all don't like to admit it. Candy is the big dog of the season. Say what y'all want to say, because that's who they are all going after. I think Courtney said, you know what? Ooh, I came a little too hard. I came a little too strong. Let me kind of dial it back a bit and let me go work with the B group, the Sherees, the Marlos, and the Sanyas. Let me kind of tie myself over here to see if I can still get this peach or still just be a friend of. Because, most friends of, other than Shamia and Manetta, don't get asked back. So getting back to the beat the bomb conversation, they talk about what happened, how it happened, and Sanya with her. Oh, she's such a pick me. I don't understand why everybody left. Why did Manetta leave? Why did Kenya leave? Why did Drew leave? Girl, they don't like y'all. They don't like y'all. They have now Drew, I think no shade, but shade. I think Drew is a tag along because the line has been drawn and she'd rather be on this side than that. Right? She don't like y'all because she and Sheree had their issues last year. She don't like Marlo. Marlo done jumped up in her face, although Marlo is so delusional. She wants to say that she did something to her. Marlo is crazy. I've stated over and over, Marlo's crazy. They left because the job was done. In order to get paid, you must film. They filmed. They had the argument. The head cast left. Candy left. They left. Girl, we done. We're not going to do that. We sit and smile with that. We don't like you. Why would we do that? Saying acting like she didn't even really understand. She's so goddamn stupid. She gets on my effing nerve. You know what is so interesting to me is that Sanya and Sheree are really the same. They ride the fence. Sheree's not a real friend. Carlos is on his channel making up these lies and bending whichever way the wind blows. You want to talk about friendships of convenience. That is Marlo, Sheree, Sanya, and Courtney. Because Courtney has now become Marlo's Judy because she can do things for you. So because Sanya and Sheree are both airheads, they have sat around and come up with this idea of keeping it Gucci, which is an old adage of, something we used to say back in the 90s. I'm Gucci. What's good? I'm Gucci. Meaning you were good, right? What should have been done, which is what Candy said on her speak on it, girl, you should have had all of them order some She by Sheree, because you didn't really give them none, and make it a support Sheree party or something supporting your brand, which you should be doing, other than bringing us this fake ass storyline with Martell, who we haven't seen since. You haven't even talked about him since, and now you could have had the opportunity to brand your product. You see Candy later on, she is having a meeting with Sanya where? At her restaurant. Say what you want to say. Her restaurants, every time I go, because I usually go whenever I'm in Atlanta, I like OLG. I like the food. I do. I love the cornbread. I like the peach lemonade tea. I like the rib tips. I like the chicken. It's good. Sometimes it takes a little while to get out there, but it's good to me. Sheree, you could take a lesson or 5 from Candy when it comes to marketing and branding. You got Marla over there with no real businesses who is acting as if she's offended that people with viable, real, sustainable businesses are using this massive platform to promote their businesses. Crazy. Stupid as hell. It's really sad when Marlo has to film with an extra, a friend of. Yet again, y'all were really trying to push this Courtney girl on us. Marla meets with Courtney for dinner. She looks really cute. Marla's a beautiful woman. It's so sad that Marlo is so beautiful, but so ugly on the inside. Wow, bless her heart. She bless her heart. I'll leave it at that. So they're meeting for dinner. Marlo has this delusional idea of grandeur, of saying, I really want to order a margarita, but I want you to put it in a wine glass. Make it look real sexy. That's sexy to you? Putting it in a wine glass? I really don't like Marlo. As I took a pause because I really don't like Marlo. I don't like Marlo because she's really wasting this opportunity. She has, to me, just totally tainted what the Housewives franchise should be, because they have to meet her where she is, which is in a land of delusion. Marla wants to thank Courtney so much for being on her side. Thank you for being my lap dog. Hey, Sanya, when we talk about lap dogs, that's what you and Courtney are to Marlo, because you need the film time. You can't get it by yourselves, so you need it with Marlo, sadly. She thanks her for the connect that she got for helping her work on expunging her record. And then, of course, she talks about Candy, because none of the other girls could do this. Candy couldn't do it. First of all, if you've never brought up the idea that this is something that you want to do, how are they supposed to know? Who's to say they are the right people, but they may be able to connect you to someone? Marlo, girl, get off the show because I'm sick of you. I want to. Oh, I'm sick of you. Can we see Laibe? Can we see your? No, I don't want to see your mama without her teeth. Can we see the? Well, I don't want to see the boys. You've exploited them enough. Well, Marlo, you don't really have nothing we want to see. Let's be honest. You don't have nothing going on that we really want to see. One thing I really did appreciate from this conversation with Marlo and Courtney, and let me lean in so I can have this heavy conversation, was the $1 million question that everybody wanted to know. Why did you wait so long to bring this up, Marlo? This heifer looks her straight in her face. These almost million of viewers, because they can't crack a million, and says, I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her. God damn it, Marlo. Y'all have filmed since 2020. You went to her house. We got that unaired footage last episode. Y'all were at BravoCon. Y'all got each other phone numbers. You don't mind asking for anything else. You texted Candy Yams to work on your channel, your Bigo, or whatever that shit is y'all do where y'all make money off of telling people happy birthday. You haven't seen her? No, you just wanted to wait till the cameras are rolling because, again, you have nothing to give us but drama. So now you're claiming because your story has changed 1 million times. So I don't understand why Sanya is over there acting like Marlo had some really valid points. What's valid? Candy, I hope you're hearing this. What's valid to Sanya's mind about what Marlo was saying? Because the story has changed 1 million times. You're not empathetic. You're not sympathetic. You're not caring. You're selfish. You didn't pay for nothing. You didn't get her no flowers. You didn't get her no chicken. You didn't get him a wreath. You didn't call to tell her sisters. You didn't let them stay there and work long enough. You didn't care. You wanted to walk right past the idea. Blaze and OLG is dangerous, according to her. The woman's story has changed so many times. You know what my mama used to tell me when I used to lie to her? Lord, I'm sorry, mama. You know, you got to tell a lie in order for a lie to survive. And at some point, you lie so much, those lies get crossed up. And you like, you're fucking, bitch, I lied, bitch. Yeah, I slept with her. Whatever. Like, you got to lie for a lie to stay alive. And Marlo, girl, you so confused. Your lies are dead because you just keep stepping on top of with something else. Girl, saying you stupid as hell. You have chosen, and I'm on a rant, so just hear me out. You have chosen the wrong side, like Sheree. That's why Sheree is on her way up out of here because she brings nothing. Sanya, you're on your way up out of here because you bring nothing. You bring nothing. You have chosen to side with Marlo. This is the perfect time to segue into Candy and Sanya meeting again at OLG. So Candy tells her, girl, you're riding the fence. Now, you know, some different reviews and then Twitter, people are saying, why does Sanya have to pick a side? Candy has never said she had to pick a side. Candy said she has picked a side. But Candy has never told anyone you can't be friends with someone else if you're friends with me. I don't think, to my knowledge. Unless they did some real dirty, like Phaedra. Because I'll be like, oh, you can't be friends with her and be with me. If anybody would do that to me, you can't be friends with her and me. Now, on that level, I would say no. But with Sanya and Marlo, what she is saying is that, Sanya, you are not equally holding Marlo accountable. Since Marlo wants to hold me accountable, you're not holding her accountable that the story has changed so many times. You're not holding her accountable for her behavior. Like when she said what she said about Candy being a trick and Candy, and you like, oh, she brings together. Oh, girl, she brings. But when they started dogging Marlo, oh, she's not a trick. Oh, we're not going to do that. Oh, yeah, you've chosen a side because you don't equally say, hey, y'all, don't say that about Candy. I'm cool with Candy. Like Candy extended a branch to you and invited you on a family trip and you got to go. I don't know if you paid for your own. I don't know. It's the fact that she invited you, y'all all up on pictures together. Then you took right around the following season and pretty much choose the side of wrong. Now, you can be cool with whoever, however, wherever, but don't go in confessionals and on interviews and be like, yeah, I don't really condone some of the stuff Marlo does, but production not show us. I think they will be juicy enough where production, because they've been really shady this year. They've been some production assassins. Well, they've been like, oops, the tables have turned. Saying you told Marlo what you're doing is wrong. Saying you said, Marlo, that's not right. But you aren't. Because you're afraid if you tell Marlo she's wrong, you will be so iced out and alienated, you won't have a side. Because Kenya don't like you. Candy is starting not to like you. Drew damn sure don't like you because of that shit you wrote out with Drew with this imaginary issue because you were trying to make a moment and that backfired on you. So now you're on the side of wrong. Some crazy ass shit. Anyway, Marlo's story has changed so many times that we are sitting there trying to keep up. And Candy is telling her, why are you downplaying what she's doing for attention? But you want to force me to have to listen to her. Well, y'all should have a conversation. I don't need to talk to her. I need to talk to her because she's just gonna lie. Like we found out later down the line. What did I tell you? You want her to pay for? Girl, why the fuck would I pay for this goddamn funeral for somebody who did not work here? Like I said in my other video, no ma'am. She is the problem. Fire them all. How do you want to hold Candy accountable for an employee that was no longer there, who she did not have a personal connection with? So does that mean every employee that your nephew worked for needs to be responsible for something? That's dumb as hell. That's dumb as hell. What I do love is the dichotomy and the breakdown of what Candy said, where she says, I'm not the sentimental friend. The one that's going to sit around and woo, 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 woo. No, girl, look, let's go do this. Like she said, with the passing of her brother being so tragic at the age of 15, on her Candy, on her speak on it, I think she said the next day she went to school. She's 15. She said she deals with things differently. Marlo, you didn't even know the man worked at Blaze or at OLG. You didn't know he worked there because that was part of the text. Well, did so-and-so work there? Oh, that's my nephew. With Candy letting us know that she's not that sentimental person, which we can kind of see because in the past seasons, her emotions towards certain things have been like, well, girl, you're not going to be a little more emotional about that? But that's just not who she is. She's that get money person. Okay, girl, I'm going to help you get a bag. I'm going to help you do this. And that's where most of them have benefited with advice. Marlo, you come to it for advice. You came to it for a project that she and Ty got greenlit on a different channel. You just didn't like the money. Now she's a bad person because you went all the way to negotiations that they made happen. But she's a bad person for helping you because, again, you had gotten fired and barred from Housewives of Atlanta for those homophobic rants that you and Sheree had made, that you made towards Sheree when y'all were in Africa. We ain't forgot. Some people are just tolerating you, but we ain't forgot them homophobic rants that you made about Sheree's friends while y'all were living in Africa. We ain't forgot about you. We get over to Drew. Drew is at the video shoot practicing. Of course, Ralph peeps his head in and comes on in and shows his support, as the husband should do. And she lets him know, hey, the original lead guy, whatever. So you're back in. Whatever plot they came up with, because y'all know Ralph and Drew be coming up with these plots. Seasons 1 and 2, y'all had the same, he don't love me. Oh, he loves me now plots. Now in season 3, y'all are doing this. Oh my God, everything is amazing. When we know inevitably y'all have filed for divorce. I really think what they are doing is building up to what is happening with them, because once she didn't want him in the video, she didn't really fight for him to be in the video. Now that he's in the video, he's feeling a particular way, which, I mean, I probably would like, babe, I'm sexy. Like, look at me, you don't want me. But I think she didn't want him in the video because if you're secretly having issues, you want to put out this product that's going to be around forever. Every time you look at it, I have to look at you. And I know we are privately having issues that the world may not know. I can understand her not wanting him there. Child, Drew and Ralph. Next, on to Kenya. See, these are the moments I love about these reality shows. Not that women's health and particular issues are something that should be highlighted, but they should be highlighted, right? Like, we should know that a woman of a particular age can still consider pregnancy, surrogacy, carrying a child, but having a knowledgeable provider provide you with the parameters of what that looks like with the thyroids, with Sheree. Like, what really pissed me off with Potomac was Giselle had a whole health scare and they totally overlooked that because she wanted to carry this lie about Chris did something to her. I cannot wait for Potomac though. They've been real quiet Ooh, it's probably gonna be a boring season because they've been real quiet. Back to Kenya. Kenya's talking to the provider who birthed or delivered baby little Brooklyn. Now, this gets a little interesting because there are some embryos that exist that were stored in the marriage of Kenya and Mark, and at the point of divorce being finalized, they belong to her. She wants Brooklyn to have a playmate. I'm pausing because is that realistic? And I ask, is it realistic because the embryos are inseminated by Mark. You could have another child. You can have another child that looks just like Mark because Brooklyn already looks like Mark. Well, then again, to me, Kenya doesn't really seem too affected. Like, I think she wants more. Well, not I think she wants more children. So if she had one by Mark, I don't think. Child, I'm so confused by this because I want to believe that if she were to have another child and it looked like Mark, that she'll be okay because they would be divorced. She'd be. What, I'm leaning in so we can have this heavy conversation, y'all. Would he sign away his rights because he don't like her? Would he now be part of the child's life? What does that look like? Being divorced, utilizing embryos inseminated by your divorced partner. Does he get parental rights? Does he see? Does he sign away his rights? Does he have a say so? Like, that's just odd. But I get what she's saying when she says, I don't want my children, if I have more, to have different baby daddies. That's just not what she desires. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her. That's how she feels. That's how she feels. Anyway, the doctor says, girl, look, I delivered Brooklyn. You had a C-section that should have taken minutes. It took 2.5 hours. You lost a great amount of blood. We didn't know if you were going to pull it through. Girl, women at a particular age have the chances of developing A through Z. You need to fully weigh the pros against the cons of her having a playmate when there are other options. Now, I appreciated that. I like the real. Deal with the real. Don't tell me this because you want that big bill you're about to get. Deal with the real. African American women are at a higher rate of risk when giving birth at an at a more seasoned age. I'm glad she told her that. Like, this did ABC XYZ can happen. So you need to take it to full consideration. I could really, really appreciate it. So guys, I'm about to introduce something I think is absolutely hilarious. My boo, my good boo, my friend told me I should start introducing the busted canned peach of the week. And the busted canned peach of the week is Sanya Richards Ross. For her being a delusional tag-along who simply does not understand how Housewives of Atlanta work. Girl, find yourself, be your own voice. Let's talk about it in the comments. Y'all think that's cute? The busted can peach of the week. It is self-explanatory. Saying you don't understand nothing, she thinks she does, and she is actually Marlo's lapdog and her tag-along. It's interesting how she wants to say what Drew and Manetta and others are like Candy's minions who speak for her. But later on, you're going to see, girl, that's what you just did. That's what you've been doing. So this week's busted canned peach is Sanya Richards Ross. So let's go ahead and keep going, y'all. We are now at the So Gucci event. Nice little space. There is this boy on the end outside the event room. Yeah, I think he's like a blonde afro, and he is so busy looking at me like, oh girl, that's. He is looking, maybe I'll get in my life because every time somebody walked in the room, he is like, Candy. Okay, I know he was on his phone like, he probably was taking pictures and everything. It is so funny. Anyway, so we get to the event. Sheree gets there first. Now, Marlo says she doesn't like her look. I loved her look. Actually, let me show y'all her look from her home, a different view. I love the wide leg pants with the nice little camisole or whatever the little sheer tank, whatever it is, with the oversized Gucci blazer and the Hermes bag. I loved it. Now it looked different filming. It looked really frumpy, but seeing it here, I really like the look. She goes and she starts doing the placement arrangements for the seating because naturally some of these girls really should not be by one another because, emotions are high and temperatures are a little hot for one another at the moment. So she does that. Everybody comes in. Candy gets there and Candy says, what did I say right there? No, that right there. Oh, that's small. Move that bitch down there. I got it. Move that bitch down there. And y'all say Candy don't run nothing. You see that move. Because Sheree, that was your event. You should have said, girl, that's where I put her. So that's where she'll stay. Y'all got to learn how to stand 10 toes down. Y'all want to talk about what Candy can do? What she can do is shake some shit up. Everybody comes in, and of course, Marlo, being the fashion guru that she is, let me not do that. Marlo is fashion. Marlo has a keen eye for a sense of fashion. Although that bullcrap that she wore for her eBay display show, that strawberry looking outfit was god awful. Everything that is a label or designer does not look good. It does not like that strawberry dress. Now, to me personally, Marlo is so keen on fashion because Marlo is a hood rat. And most people who think they have made it find value in material things and labels. We call them label whores over here in the gay community. Well, I think y'all probably say in the straight community too, but we call them label hoes, where everything has to be a label. And then it has to blatantly say Moschino, Alexander McQueen, Gucci, Fendi, Prada. All those names need to be blasted over your earrings, plastered over your clothes, on your glasses, on your hats. I think this is a little more subdued than having it plastered all over you. Well, hell, you know what? I'm a hood nigga too. I grew up in Oak Cliff. If my fat ass could fit some of that, no, I'm lying. I'm a little subtle in mine too. Let me quit. If I could fit a Gucci shirt, I probably would do a Gucci embroidered or labeled shirt. Not a full suit because that's just tacky. That's tacky and crass. But to me, again, a hood rat like Marlo finds value in financial things, Bentleys, townhomes, exotic furniture, tons of clothing where everything has to be a label because this is my opinion. I don't know my self-worth. I don't know who I am because the world tells me I ain't shit. I'm nothing. So I have to in turn show the world, no, I am something because I spent $8,000 on a suit. I spent this on a bag. I drive a Bentley that depreciated about $10,000 to $20,000 the moment I left the dealership. People like that who don't understand the value of a dollar because the dollar is placed on material things, they do what Marlo does, where they have to find such value. Like you calling Kenya broke, but Kenya has a home that costs more than your townhouse. Kenya has property. Kenya has businesses that are valuable. That she shows us, unlike you. Marlo runs down what her idea of what each ladies looks like. Some were funny, some were totally crass, but that's Marlo with them big ass don't knocker earrings on her. Marlo's so ignorant. Sheree starts to give her little speech, and for some odd reason, Sheree gets emotional. Sheree, these not your friends. These are not your real friends. These are your friends of convenience. These are co-workers. We're so divided. Yes, you are divided because y'all have allowed Marlo to come in and completely destroy the structure of what Housewives of Atlanta was. She has come in and totally said that she's going to make everybody work for their check. As if when they signed for it, the company that hired them didn't think they were going to work for their check. Her idea of work for that check is so antiquated because she's still stuck in a friend of the show where her and Nene have concocted these things of what they were going to do to people. So she's still stuck there not realizing, girl, you hold a peach. You don't have to be that girl anymore. Show us your fabulousness. Show us La eBay more. Again, show us this contract that you got with Tyler Perry Studios. Show us some of your clients. Work with some celebrities. Go to fabulous galas. Get dressed up and look real fancy. Bring the cameras into your world because, the argument last year was that you can go into any fashion house, which Candy cannot. Girl, show us that. Show us your fabulousness. Show us why you should have been a housewife years ago, but you can't because you shouldn't have been. Anyway, so we now start the conversation with Courtney, who I am wondering, why the hell is Courtney here? She's a friend of. If Monyetta ain't here, why is Courtney here? I'm assuming Monyetta had something more important to do, because clearly, who would miss a check? So Courtney and Candy squashed their beef. There never really was beef because, again, Courtney was going after the big dog with some foolishness. They squash it. They say thank you. Move on. We then go over to dumbass Busted Peach of the Week, Sanya Richards Ross, who says, well, I have an issue with you because I think I've been a genuine friend to you. There we go, using that word friend. Y'all are not friends. Y'all are cordial co-workers. Y'all are CCs, cordial co-workers. I think because I've reached out, I've done this and I've done that. Point blank, Kenya says, girl, I don't trust you. You needed some advice for a press run. Then you went right on that press run or that show and you made comments about me. Now, Kenya, I love me some Kenya and Candy and Portia. Let's be honest. We don't care if your booty fake. But it makes it look fake when you become so offended that everybody has a comment about your butt. Girl, I would be like, if it is or if it isn't, looks good. And leave it at that. Now, Sanya is a pick-me who wants to belong. So she's going to, speaking of a pick-me, when you are confronted with why you said what you said, Sanya, they go to a clip that says, well, when Marlo points it out, there we go. You are so far up Marlo's ass that you can't even breathe. Girl, you are so dumb. Well, when Marlo points it out, it does look crazy. Then the girls make their comments. Of course, they make comments about it, but well, I just didn't know what to say. Then don't say nothing. Like Kenya says, girl, I could have given you tons of things to say. Better yet, I don't know if it is, but it looks good on her. Next, what about Mommy Nation? What about my family? Let's move on to me. I'm Andy. Let's talk about me. I'm the one sitting here. But it's so stupid. So basically, they go around and Kenya says, well, girl, we'll work on it. We'll see if you're worthy of that. Sanya says. Now, I too would have been like, but I get what Kenya was saying, like, girl, that has to be worked on. And like they were saying, that goes both ways. Let's work on it to see if either of us are worthy of being of a friendship, calling it a friendship, or even trying to have a friendship. So Sheree then asked Candy, well, can you and Marlo work this out? Candy's like, because at this point, Candy's like us, over it, tired, done, finito. It's through. It don't even make sense anymore. We now know that Marlo is just a compulsive liar who just needs attention and who's not doing her best job of holding a peach because she's just making up shit. So Marlo says, well, I just wanted my friend of 10 plus years to have a different reaction. Marlo, Candy is not your friend. You have not been friends for 10 plus years because who talks about someone the way that you did last season and her family, her husband, her businesses this year and says that's a friend? In previous years, see, the problem is Marlo has been allowed to say what she wants to say and y'all just kind of sweep it under the rug and allow her back into your space. Real friends don't do that. I don't give a damn about a job. Because the way that I would have felt about Marlo, I'd have been like, I can't film with Marlo. I don't F that KFC chicken from Jamaica. F her. I'm glad Candy finally told her at the end, girl, fuck your flowers. Fuck your flowers and fuck you. Shit, I'm so glad she finally told her. Anyway, Marlo says I can be around anybody and be cordial. And Kenya's like, bullshit. That was so funny. And for Sheree to play along against you, Marlo, it's like, okay, that's your homegirl, Marlo. See, y'all ain't friends. Y'all just convenient cordial co-workers, like I said before. Candy says, but you aren't being genuine. Everybody is talking over Marlo. Sheree then says, see, she can't even get a word out. See, Candy has her people speaking for her. They're not speaking for her. They're speaking because they don't like her themselves and they have their own issues with her. So nobody really wants to hear the bullshit. Like nobody wants to hear Marlo's lies because again, like she leaned over. Well, what did I tell you the problem was? Or what I really wanted? I wanted her to pay. You wanted her to pay for it. Again, why would Candy be held responsible for paying for something for someone who she did not know, did not have a personal connection with? It did not happen at her business. That was your nephew. You're rich. You're fabulous. You pay for it. Why? Why would you have that expectation? Did you say you could get her to do it like this? Absolutely crazy. Anyway, at this point, because everybody is talking and Marlo can't get the attention that she is craving for because she's so desperate for attention and she's so desperate for Candy's friendship, she gets up and leaves. I love when the ladies give Marlo what she gives. They're talking over her, being boisterous, being loud. Those things that Marlo uses to leverage herself and to leverage her bully, because that's what she does to me. She talks over, she jumps, she lunges at you like they are giving her what she does and she can't take it and she runs up out of there. And then Kenya just starts going ballistic. She's a bottom run bitch. That's what bottom run bitch is. She's a bitch. I don't need your respect. I'm like, okay, now Kenya, get it off your chest, girl. Earn your check, Kenya, earn your check. Sheree runs after Marlo. After a little while, it's funny because Marlo is still in the parking lot. Marlo, what you thought? Cameras are going to run after you? Because they didn't. They ran after Sheree. She's so disrespectful. I can't have that energy. I don't want that on my python. Oh, get off of me. Get off of me. Girl, stop looking for moments and be real. That's not really you. Get it off. Oh, get it off. Oh, get it off of me. I don't want that on my python. I can't. Oh. If Marlo comes back next season, I'm not watching it. I'm not. And much as I love and support Candy and King, y'all gonna have to get some other projects because I don't want to see. I'm good. I don't want to see that. Marlo's playing the victim as if she's not one of the most dirty mouth, low down gutter girls to go at it when it comes to arguing. She's just so disrespectful. Marlo, nobody buys this act. Nobody's buying it. You're getting the energy that you give and you can't take it because that's what bullies do. When they get done to them what they do to others, they retreat. That's why you ran up out of there. You're like, girl, wait, I don't like how this feels. Good. They wearing me out. Let me get the hell up out of here. Anyway, with Kenya, she just keeps in Kenya. Well, what about Drew? Drew was wearing your ass out too. Like, but Candy was sitting over like, nobody wants to hear the bull. Nobody wants to hear those lies, Marlo. She comes back in. Sherry's like, okay, Kenya, let's let her. Kenya's like, girl, okay, I'm already saying that. What I need to say, I got off my chest. Yeah, I just feel like, I just wanted a different response. And I just thought, hey, whatever lies she was telling, child, whatever lies. So for some odd reason, Sanya thinks she needs to reiterate what Marlo has just said. Hello, Sheree. When we talk about people talking for people, you're not going to say nothing? When we talk about minions, girl, Sanya, that's why you are the busted can peach of the week with your dumb ass. Candy says, girl, I don't need you to talk for her. Don't be her attorney. I just really wish she would have said, girl, I don't talk for her. I don't need to. Girl, shut the hell up. And left it at that. So they're arguing back and forth. Marlo says, well, you're just a selfish, spoiled, privileged girl. What does that have to do with why you're upset? And she is not selfish as much as she has helped so many people. She's not spoiled because she's so kind-hearted. Now, Marlo comes, because I do this and I do this. Marlo, you can never put on people what you do. One, you can't put it on people, Marlo, because when you do it, it's not genuine. You're doing it because there is an ulterior motive, which is usually your desperation for friendship. 2, you're looking for something in return. And 3, so you can throw it back in a person's face what you've done. I hate people like you. I hate people like you. You are like those people that go help homeless people and then record it and put it on social media for likes and clicks and views. Speaking of likes, clicks, and views, make sure to hit that like button if you've made it this far. Just comment. Let's talk about it in the comments. Back to it. So at this point, they are just like, girl, whatever. I'm out of here. The episode ends. And the scene. Child, y'all gotta watch Candy speak on it. She said some good stuff. I ain't gonna mention Carlos King because he's so delusional, child. Anyway, until the next time, y'all. 6 episodes in, I'm sick of this bullshit ass story about this nephew. I'm like Candy. Fuck your flowers and fuck you. Until the next time, y'all be easy. Peace.